So, in the new Worlds Adrift, now formerly known as Lost Skies, we've seen a very recent development in the creatures from the third Skywatch update. So today, I'm going to dive straight into their progress, what people can be expecting regarding creature designs or bosses possibly coming in the future, as well as people who expressed their deep concerns about the game. Anyways, the first images and info they provide with us is the developments on deer animals. They start out with some preliminary drawings with very beautiful designs, kind of give me the Pokemon slash Arceus type vibes, I'm not going to lie. Then they go on to show a very detailed 3D model and animation for the game. They also give explanations about their functions, but to summarize in a more efficient manner, they show off their progress in coding the animals' reactions and actions in retrospect to the environment. For example, they show how a deer will react when encountering a player, while explaining that while they're skittish in nature, and that while most of the time they will run away from you, they are capable of fighting back. Now, the deer are even divided into male and female models that have varying animations for each, and it seems the female deer is increasingly skittish, faster, more often runs away, and has more of a prancing movement, and even has varying designs in color. While the male deer are a lot larger, seem to do a lot more damage, and have an accompanying glow animation for their charge attack when they do feel cornered. Now, what I personally think people can be expecting in terms of the enemy development in the future is this. In the announcement animation trailers, we see images of both eccentric wildlife with complex reaction to players in different environments as well. But what we also see is near the end of one, a literal depiction of a massive island-sized boss, this of which I have highly anticipated and wanted for a number of reasons. Now, if we look back at one of the last Worlds Adrift videos released by the devs, we see the lead designers directly state what they cannot achieve in the game. They even directly state that what was released in Worlds Adrift was only about 20% of their end goal, but also that they wanted to develop many bosses and enemy creatures, specifically stating sky whales as well, which in conjunction with the new release trailer directly indicated this is something that will happen. Now, I personally think that they can very easily incorporate this into the game due to how it already kind of functions, i.e. the clouds. Now, I will cover this topic more specifically in the next Skywatch update, but the main idea is this. Utilizing the functions of smog and clouds within the game to not only conceal and reveal objects or enemies can be highly beneficial. I think this will also work well with the idea of randomly spawned bosses within large moving clouds and occasional storms. Not only this, but it can very easily tie with the game's own lore generation. This now leads to my last point. I recently got some comments on a post I made of a recent short. Now, it seems that people have expressed that the Lost Skies game not having massive online multiplayer made it a deal breaker. I myself love games where you can build and struggle in a world of people with the same goals, but if you aren't careful, could lose it all in an instant, and I play a lot of Rust because of this. But while I understand this idea and even personally agree wholeheartedly, I think there are more factors to consider. I don't think starting off with this is the best idea for a number of reasons. And while I do go more in depth of why in one of my previous videos, the newest trailers for Lost Skies should give a strong indication of where Bossa and Humble Games want to put their resources, and I think the structure just makes sense. Aim to build a world full of life, monsters, ancient creatures, where you explore in airships, complete quests, as well as encounter continent-sized monsters in the sky for your teammates to work together to battle, as well as making the game everything it was ever meant to be and more, then adding the massive multiplayer side of it later on, i.e. the large servers with other players to encounter. I think this structure will only bring it to a better position to succeed. Now, I would like to finish off talking about the implementation of bosses, how they should work in the game, but I think I'll leave that to those of you in the comments. What direction do you think Bossa should go, and what ideas or concepts could they take from other games to make Lost Skies great? That's all I have for today, and thank you for listening.